My name is Timmy. I'm majorly like a chronic introvert.
In the entertainment industry now, yeah, how do you carve out your own particular style?
It's not something that I decided one day I have to be different. Like, you get, it's when you intentionally want to copy somebody.
Yeah,
That's where you now start sounding like somebody. The reason why I have my sound is just because I didn't just listen to one person.
you're also into food.
That industry is actually, I feel like, well, my personal experience, I feel like the food industry is a little bit more easier. There's nobody that can oppress me currently in the music industry. I just get inspired. I can never catch myself saying this guy is oppressing me. Like,
Do you think you're like you're centered to one genre, or you're just one that evolve with
yeah.
trend?
Oh no, I evolve. And some of the OGs that are trying to come back, the problem here is that they're coming back with the mindset of what they want. The process is the most important part, because once you follow due process and then you get there, it's very easy to get there again, because all you have to do is go back and follow the same process. If the person was not prepared for that particular moment, the moment the person gets to number one, the person can never replicate that number one again. Promise you, yeah, as long as you're a creative, you would go through this a lot. Like things that in your mind will actually do well. People might not like it.
When they don't get the approval from the bigger guys or people that they reach out to for their work, they just tend to stop and just feel like, well, their thing, or
Yeah, if you are waiting for approval from anybody, you can never make it. The only person I look up to for approval is myself. If I like it, I move forward with it. I'm stubborn like that.
Hello friends, welcome to BlakLine. Yes, we'll be having today on our podcast Timmy Beats. Timmy is a producer, is an influencer, a content creator, and is also in the food industry. And we had an awesome conversation. Stay tuned to hear from it. Hello Timmy.
Hello.
Welcome to BlakLine Podcast.
Thank you.
It's awesome having you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I know you as a producer, amongst other things, but I'd like to hear from you. Please tell us who you are.
Okay, my name is Timmy. I'm a music producer, songwriter, artist. I'm also into the food industry as a food influencer, a food creative. I think basically I'm a sound engineer. Yeah, so basically that's all.
Okay. So recently I got to learn something new that most times when they ask us about ourselves, we like to say what we do. But I really believe that if they remove what you do, you still have a whole life that's happening. So we'd like to know who you are, about what you do.
Who am I? Okay. Well, I'm not that complicated. I feel like I'm very easy to figure out. I'm very hardworking. I like focusing on just like my goals. I'm majorly like a chronic introvert. I don't like public appearance. I'm sure you have figured that. I don't like public appearances like that. But it is needed. But yeah, but basically I feel like that is just me. I don't have too much happening currently.
Okay, that's nice. So have you ever been in that place where what you do is conflicting with who you are? Like you said, you're an introvert. Yeah. And with what you said you're doing, you have to be an extroverted person. That do you still have a conflict?
Yeah, definitely a lot of time. But I've learned how to separate it and let you know affect each other based on if I have to work, if I have to go out, because the kind of work I do, like I said, I'm a music producer, I have to go out for sessions and like that. If it's that, like I've made myself get used to it that I can do that. And then when I do not actually have to go out, I'm inside throughout. So it affects, but it's something that I got used to over the time, and then it just balances out in a way like that. And then nobody can force me to do the over necessary part of it, where like going for listenings or to the club or whatever. So I don't do all of that. I just do sessions.
Okay, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And so in the entertainment industry now, yeah, how do you carve out your own particular style? How do you get your own individuality? How don't you fit in?
Well, for me, I believe it's not something that I decided one day I have to be different. Like, it's just a combination of how I started, what I started from, my background. So it's just all those things has this way of just building you into your own self. Everybody's different. It's when you intentionally want to copy somebody.
Yeah.
That's when you now start sounding like somebody. But if you actually do your thing from the beginning, yeah, you always be different from the rest.
Okay, but whenever we start out, most times we copy.
Yeah.
How did you handle that so much that you did not become someone else and you became yourself?
Okay, so that's very true. I feel like before you get good at something, you have to follow someone else's path before you now branch out. For me, the reason why I have my sound is just because I didn't just listen to one person. It was like picking from different places, like just different sounds, and then now trying to merge everything to now create what I want to do from there. So it's not, I feel like the reason why I do not sound like any other person was because I listen to a lot of things. Based on the music production aspect, I listen to a lot of genre. I do not have a favorite genre. I listen to rock, gospel music, Afrobeats, jazz. So like just taking the whole music, and then just finding my way inside there. Yeah. So I feel like that's one of the reasons why I don't sound like any other person.
That's really beautiful and insightful. So let me leave the music. Let me go to, because we're interested in stuff. You said you're also into food.
Yeah.
How's the industry like?
So that industry is actually, I feel like, well, my personal experience, I feel like the food industry is a little bit more easier because it's not as saturated as any other industry. You don't have too many food influencers.
Yeah.
In fact, if I ask one or two people, if I ask 100 people, they can only mention just one person that everyone knows is like the major food influencer. Well, if it's the music industry, like there are a lot of people. So
yeah,
the food industry is a little bit more unsaturated. So it's easier if you know what you're doing. If you're able to reach out to people, like it's a little bit easier on that side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So you're coming from Lagos.
Yeah.
And were you in Lagos doing the NSAS?
No, I wasn't in Lagos. I was in Mina.
Okay, let's imagine that you're in Lagos during that period and you're dread now.
Yeah.
Which is your style. In Lagos right now, do they harass people for their dress, like your kind of look?
Definitely. In Lagos, if you're on dreads, the first this thing that they say is that you're a Yahoo boy. So it's normal. But the funny thing is, I have never been harassed or overly interrogated in a way. I don't know why, but I just feel like they can tell from like the first conversations that you have with them if there's something shady about you. Yeah. I don't know if I'm just lucky. I don't like to think I'm just lucky. Do you understand? But because it has been happening. So for me, is even with the dreads, with being an artist, carrying laptop everywhere, I've never really had a problem with any law enforcement agency. They could stop me, say let's search, and you will never find anything. So I don't have a problem with that aspect.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. You also said you're a very focused person.
Yeah.
You're hardworking. Yeah. How do you manage your attention now in a space where there are a lot of distractions? Sometimes someone can just enter Instagram and not know you spend like 4 hours just scrolling. How have you been able to balance it and still work where you do?
Well, honestly, yeah, if I'm being totally honest, I am more on my phone, and it's of two reasons. One, to entertain myself, and two, to get inspiration from different places, because there are a lot of times, I feel like 60% of the times, I do not know what I want to do. So even if I'm doing something, I get blocked, like creative block. And then you could just be scrolling and then a sound, you can just put something from there. So, but I'm mostly on my phone, except like I have to like lock in for a period of time. I lock it. That is one of the disadvantages of being an introvert. The only thing you have is your phone. Do you understand? So like, there's no how you're going to be an introvert and your favorite friend is not your friend. So that's how I handle it. Just find a way to just blend it together.
Okay, lucky you.
Yeah.
Your phone has turned to work. So when Whenever you're on social media,
Yeah, I'm literally working. Exactly. Like, I think that was the excuse I was giving myself. I feel like it's an excuse because when I was a content creator, I still am, but like when I was more into it in the music aspect, I was always on my phone, like literally throughout it's work.
yeah.
So it's the escape I have.
Okay, so for someone that is in, let's say, one industry now, just a different industry that is not related to social media,
Yeah.
what would you say about that kind of person spending so much time on their devices?
Well, the truth is, at this time in life, every industry is related to social media. I don't think there's any industry that you can say, oh, it's every, as long as there are people and you're always trying to reach people, there's social media. Or maybe it's the kind of one where like maybe like a doctor, like you're working, you have to learn, and maybe that one. But before you graduate from medical school, like if you're still using your phone, you won't graduate. That one, I feel like anyhow, you still use your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely use it.
Okay. So, in your industry,
Yeah.
do you normally feel oppressed by other people's work? Because, like you said, the music industry is very saturated.
Yeah.
Do you get oppressed with other?
I won't call it oppressed. I get inspired. Yeah. I don't feel like there's nobody that can oppress me currently in the music industry. I just get inspired. Oppression is when you hear something and then you feel like you cannot do it. Yeah, but when I listen to things that are very, 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 how will I put it, complicated or very advanced, I get inspired from it. Even if I know that, okay, I cannot play this, for me, it's inspiration because I know that it's possible to get there. Do you understand?
Yeah, and I also think that inspiration and oppression, like,
It's like, yeah, negative. Yeah, exactly. And it's just how you want to look at it.
yeah, you could get oppressed using hoodie.
Exactly. That's because even the younger guys that are coming up now that are pushing out content for producers, artists. There are some guys that are very, very good. That's, even as I am, by listening to their stuffs, I am very inspired by it. But I can never catch myself saying, this guy is oppressing me, like, or I start talking bad about the person because I know that he's doing well. Now, I get inspired. There's sometimes I like and I save it because I want to listen and say, oh, I like what this guy did in this particular place. Let me try and recreate it and learn from it. Yeah? So, oppression is it never is for me.
So, right, in the music industry, Afro is like popping, is like one of the trend. But before now, what's trend? What genre was trending?
Before Afrobeat,
yeah,
I feel like Afrobeat has always been trending, but it has just been evolving.
Okay.
So Afrobeat at the 2000s, it was more of Afrobeat and with a fusion of pop-ish like that. All them Don Jazzy, what is his name? Like that hit the band like so it's pop and Afrobeat. So but Afrobeat has always been there from the time of Fela when everything started. But apart from that, before that, he was R&B, and that was because of the white guys that brought it.
Yeah.
But Afrobeat has always been trending. It's just evolving and evolving because now we are in the Afro house / pop / amapiano, and after now it's still going to evolve into Afro something else. But Afrobeat has always been in there.
So do you think you're like you're centered to one genre, or you're just one that evolve with the trend?
Oh no, I evolve. I evolve because I remember even when I started production, it was more of the Afro pop kind of this thing like that. And then the first time I heard amapiano, I was so wowed by the log drums. I didn't know what that thing was there, and then I learned it. So I'm people that I learn from, people that I see are my mentors. Somebody like Don Jazzy, Blaze Beats, that's Uber. Those guys evolve with. And that's why they are always still relevant. Like they are always still on top. And then even some people that that they evolve, you can't find them anywhere. You understand? So it's easy to learn from these people, see how their journey was. To understand that somebody that was producing in 2000 is still relevant in 2025.
Yeah.
So following their process, you have to evolve.
Yeah. So talking about relevance, you already hit on my next question. where you said the ability to evolve, help you stay relevant. Yeah. But can we just go into that relevant topic more? We speak more.
So let me get your question. You want to know how to stay relevant?
How to stay relevant in whichever field you feel yourself.
Okay. The way to stay relevant is determined by your audience. The people that are actually doing what you're doing for. Do you understand? It is, I feel like that is the main reason, because, for example, the music industry and then some of the OGs that are trying to come back, the problem here is that they're coming back with the mindset of what they want, but not what the listeners want. Because as music evolves, the listeners' ears also evolve. Do you understand? So your song that you were doing in 2000 was beautiful. Everybody loved it. It's not like it was not good. But doing that same song right now, in this time, it's still beautiful. But that is not what people want. Do you understand? Therefore, you're not currently relevant now. You make beautiful music, but you're not currently relevant now. But if you actually listen to what they want, and you actually give them what they want, you're relevant to them. Because they know that, okay, if I'm looking for this, I can go here. Now, if I'm looking for, like, I don't want to mention anybody's name, but if I'm looking for like an OG's music, I won't go to the one that he just released now. I will go to the one that he did a long time ago that I actually liked. So that's the truth. That's what most people do not understand. Being relevant is not just by evolving, but it's by listening to the people that you're doing what you're doing for. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's what being relevant is.
Awesome. So how about process? How being process, like you getting to this point? Because now there are some younger people that just feel like, when you have a very nice idea and you think about it, what you get to see is the end result.
Yeah.
You're just like, this thing is so good that if I just do this stuff within 6 months, it should go and all. But it's always like that.
It's never like that. I've never seen anybody that it just happened to like that. Let me tell you something. Even people say, oh, they are industry plans, they are this one, they just came out of nowhere. I promise you, nobody came out of nowhere. In fact, if in this day and age where TikTok can make somebody who was nobody today, somebody tomorrow, if the person was not prepared for that particular moment, the moment the person gets to number one, the person can never replicate that number one again. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So the process is the most important part, because once you follow due process and then you get there, it's very easy to get there again, because all you have to do is go back and follow the same process. And then this time it will be a lot easier because you're used to the process. It's part of you. The first time is always the hardest. You get? And then the second time might be hard too, because you're trying to like follow everything. But after that, consistently. So the process is the most important journey. Everybody wants, I want to blow, I want this thing to get there. But honestly, we have seen times where, TikTok just blows an artist. In under 10 days, the artist is like popping, chatting and everything. And then the next release is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
First you say, okay, maybe it's just that one. And then the next one. Then you actually know by yourself that there was no process. It was just a fluke. Yeah, so the process is the most important thing. I feel like you enjoy the process more, it makes it easier.
Okay. So now in your word, what you're saying is process beats luck.
Yes. 100 times. Luck. As much as luck is very, favoring and all of that, even God does not just give you luck. It's favor. Favor comes when you're in the process. You understand? A madman cannot just be walking and get 1 million fall from heaven and say it's God that gave him. It cannot happen. Everybody knows and that it can't happen. Because God cannot give you something that big if you don't have the process to maintain it. So it can't work like that.
So which means the whole get rich quick scheme is a lie.
That's always been a lie for me. Everybody is.
Okay.
Everybody. That is a lie.
Oh, but why do you think it sells? Because last year they came up with tap swap and billions of people went into it.
The thing is that everybody likes money, and it's easier to win people over when there's evidence to show. That's why they say the only people that enjoy from a Ponzi scheme are the first people to start. So that is the evidence. But you see, after that, everybody loses their money, and that is the truth. Everybody is looking for money, and I can't blame them. The world's economy, everything is just insane. Being alive currently, do you understand? Just by the grace of God. So seeing an opportunity to make things happen and just live a better life, I feel like everybody will take it because but there are some people that are just unnecessarily greedy.
Yeah.
And they will just want they want fast money. And they suffer. Everybody knows. See, listen, no, we all need
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's better to just get locked in the process and just keep trying until
all the billionaires we know, the millionaires, it was never quick money.
big one.
There's no one that you can say. If you say, oh, this person, you can see the person's track record from being a thousandaire, 100. You can see the track record now. So that is enough to say that this is the way. Yes, and God always just blesses you as you move forward. You cannot just carry from 0 to 100 without process.
Yeah. That's really beautiful and also insightful. So relating to your work now, are there some stuff that you created that you really like but did not get as much upload as you expected?
Definitely. Yeah. In fact, if I bring it down to what I do, that sometimes I will create maybe like an instrumental, and it's literally the best I have created in my whole life, and I am so pumped about it. And then I know the perfect artist that will jump on it, and then I reach out, and then the artist said, "It's alright, and it doesn't. Oh my God! See, I promise you, as long as you're creative, you would go through this a lot. Like things that in your mind will actually do well. People might not like it, and it's okay because you keep doing something else, and then people like that one. But you have to keep working. Yeah.
Well, there's some people when they don't get the approval from the bigger guys or people that they reach out to for their work, they just tend to stop and just feel like, well, their thing. Or
I promise you, if you are waiting for approval from anybody, you can never make it. That's the truth. If you are waiting for approval, the only person I look up to for approval is myself. If I like it, I move forward with it. Also, I'm stubborn like that. If I like it, I move forward with it. But you will get to a point where, like maybe your mentor or somebody above you tells you that, oh, this is not good enough. You have to do a lot better than this. It will hurt at that particular time, but it's how you take it that matters. If you're going to learn from it, if you're going to do better, or there are some people that you meet that even if it's very good, because like they're jealous or do not want you to get to where they are, they try to talk down on what you're doing, but it's how you take it. Because there are plenty of times now that you work and then send to the client, and client says he doesn't like it.
Yeah.
And I don't think I can work with you again because I tell you you're going to deliver more. How you take it is how you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful. Okay, so how does what you do affect your fashion and sense of dressing?
Okay, so for me, I see myself as a very simple person. So I try to portray that in how I dress. So basically, I'm not the flashy type. I'm more of just, simple casual. If it has to be totally dressed, corporate, yeah. But like, just something free. I'm not under pressure. I'm not trying to impress anybody either. If I like it, I like it. If you do not like it, I actually don't care. But as long as I like it, and I believe everything I wear is socially acceptable. So I'm not offending anybody. Do you understand? So, but yeah, I'm just a free person. A few jewelries here and there, do you understand? But nothing too. I don't have a problem with that too, for the sake, because I have a lot of friends that dress like everywhere. If they enter here like this, your eyes are blinded. But yeah, so but I'm just free.
So for you, fashion is an extension of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much it.
You're beautiful. So just to round everything up, just give a takeaway or someone that is trying to build, someone that's trying to grow himself in any industry. What will you say to the person?
Well, as long as the person has started, because if the person has not started, there's no advice. That's the honest truth. As long as the person has started, the advice I can give is, it's going to sound cliche, but it's literally all we can say. It's just keep working. There are a lot of times that I've been at zero. It felt like it was not going to work again. Like, it felt like I was wasting my time. My age was going. There was going to be a time I was going to get too old for this, and think about it. I'm like, I wish I had done something else. But honestly, you only live once, and if it's really something you want to do, as long as you're doing it well, do you understand? And as long as it's bringing you money, even if it's not bringing you money now, it has the potential to bring you money.
Yeah.
Please do it. Or don't give up. I promise you, most of the people that have made it give up a few times. Nobody started work and then it just went like that. You will give up a few times. So giving up shows that they're really hungry for this thing. And then because you got to the point where like you were trying, it didn't work, you had to go back and then continue again. You understand? But that continuing is what differentiates the boys from the men. Yeah. So that's all.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
For having
For coming over.
But thank you for okay. Thank you. Let's see.